So GTA 5 has reached $1 billion in 3 days. Good for you, Rockstar. Good for GTA. Good for gaming in general. But before we get to this video, here's the question of the day. Alright, some fairly cool news regarding Rockstar's latest entry into the GTA series. Grand Theft Auto 5 has reached $1 billion in 3 days, making $1 billion bucks. Billion buckaroos, man. That's a lot of cash. That's a lot of bling bling, if you know what I mean. And that's holy crap, man. 3 days. Now, in comparison, Call of Duty Black Ops 2 took a couple of weeks to reach $1 billion. And that's a big deal. Back when Black Ops 2 did it, you know, it had a really big launch as well. Like, I think it made 500 million in the first day. The movie Avengers, The Avengers, took 19 days to reach $1 billion. And I mean, that's the gaming industry for you. This is a clear sign. This is just basically the current demographic. This is the market. This is the day that we're living in. Gaming is fucking it, man. Everybody knows it. Everybody should recognize it. Everybody should just accept it. This is a perfect example of how gaming has taken over the world and how this is the top entertainment medium. Okay, this is it. Everybody should be getting into it. Everybody should at least respect it and appreciate gaming. I hope by now that these fucking old motherfuckers, these goddamn baby boomers, and these people in their, 40s and 50s, and just people in general that don't have a fucking clue about gaming, and kind of look down on gamers and look down on, oh, fuck video games, and oh, it's for geeks, it's for nerds, it's for losers, or whatever, or people that have no lives, or whatever the fuck it is. Gaming is it. Okay, it's making the most money. So if you're gonna still make fun of this shit, and there's people out there that still do this thing, where it's like, oh, video games, fuck video games, oh, that's for, again, it's for geeks, it's a geek culture. God damn it, man. I can honestly say this as a, a millennial or a part of the Y generation, whatever it is, being a guy in my mid-late 20s, it's like, oh shit. This thing that I grew up on, that I enjoyed playing when I was a kid, that it only seemed like a children's thing to play video games. Like for young people, adults never really got into gaming. It's like my parents never fucking understood gaming. You know what I mean? Older people just never got into it because it's not a part of their generation. It's not a part of their culture that they grew up. They never grew up on it. So a lot of them are like, oh, ban violent games, and they say stupid, ignorant shit regarding games like, oh, it's worthless, or it sucks, or it's like a fucking piece of shit, like it's not worth getting into, and it's for children, it's not worth anything, it's worthless, and it's garbage. Fuck that. This is a proof, okay? Goddamn, $1 billion in 3 days. Now, I mean, obviously this is because of Rockstar's marketing machine as well. It's like the big hype that was surrounding this, so a lot of people they wanted to be a part of it, they wanted to buy it. And there are a few non-gamers, people who don't play games regularly, that got into GTA 5, that actually bought it. The only thing that I can say is that this is not going to be the first time that this happens. With Black Ops 2 and Grand Theft Auto, there's going to be more to come, provided that the hype keeps going and that gaming keeps going, which I obviously believe it will be. It's taken over movies, for one thing. Jesus. Movies used to be like the #1 thing to go to, the #1 thing to watch, and a big movie comes out, you gotta watch it. A big blockbuster thing, or if it's a really good movie, you gotta watch it. And there's a lot of big franchises out there, there's a lot of big titles, but nothing like gaming. Because video games are so much more advanced and better than a lot of movies. Movies and TV shows and programs and cartoons and music, all this other shit, all of these things can be a part of gaming. And not the other way around. You can't interact with a movie. You can't play a movie. You can't put a controller in your TV and play a fucking TV show. You can't play a cartoon, or you can't You can't do that with any of the other forms of entertainment. With music, none of that shit. You can't really play it yourself. Meaning that you can't... I mean, even with music, oh, well, you could play an instrument. Oh, yeah? Really? You gotta be talented to do that shit. You gotta know what you're fucking doing. You gotta be technically adept at that shit. With a video game, you can just pop in Guitar Hero or DJ Hero or some shit like that and just get into that. So all of these things encompass, and gaming takes over everything, because there's no limits to video games pretty much. There's so many things you can do with a video game that you can't do with the other fucking forms of media, like the movies and like the TV shows and all that other stuff. Thank God for gaming. I'm glad to be a part of this culture of gaming that understands it and fucking knows that this is the fucking place to be. This is the culture to be a part of. And here's the answer to the question of the day.